to be a song in the pure jazzy style that he was trying to imitate. Puccini did this, a lot of this as a composer. When a new style came out, he tried to imitate, to absorb the harmony. Also, he was a huge fan of the United States, so he tried a lot to write in the jazz language that still had, you know, the pentatonics as bass, that he used a lot because he was born as an organist, so he had played tons of Gregorian music since his very childhood, and so somehow the Gregorian and jazz have the same scales, use the same scales, and so he was actually very at ease with that language. And this song of Doretta is on the other side of Gregorian. A lot of his big arias are Gregorian melodies, Gregorian tenors. This is a typical jazz standard. So it's a song, it has to be sung as a song. Go for the vowel. La bacia. It's open. La bacia. Go for bacia. Go for the word and see what happens. Let it do its work, its job. Really try not to search for the notes. Go for the word 2 or 3 times. See how it settles by itself on that pitch. Good what you did. Un giorno uno studente in bocca la bacia. Like in my very case, if I want to say it naturally and without a particularly strong vibrato, I naturally go more into my chest voice, but it doesn't have to be the same for you. La bacia. It could be in a lot of different ways. Yeah, like the meaning itself of prosode and accent, accento in Italia comes from the Latin ad cantus, that helps the singing, and that is the very same meaning of the Greek prosode, that helps the singing, right? I said it wrong, of course, but I mean, I know that accento and prosodia have the very same meaning in Latin and in Greek. So it is true that they have an accent, and that what in Italian current metrics is the length of the vowel also carries a pitch, because if we say passione, we will tend to say the O of passione higher than the rest of the word, because it's the tonic vowel and it's higher. So it is right that sometimes it feels like they don't match, but it actually match in a different way that we expect. And from the pitch that the composer gave to it, we understand the intention that it wanted to give it, and also the importance that he wanted to give to the phrase, to the word in the context of the phrase. E fu quel bacio rivelazione, fu la passione. He put it in this way because it had a certain type of feelings. Had he written E fu quel bacio rivelazione, whatever, there would have been another meaning. So accent and prosodia, which mean the same thing, yes, they do carry an idea of pitch, of intonation, but it is not in contrast with what the composer decided for the specific occasion that he wanted to portray in the musical moment. You have to imagine the pitch like something that can affect your abstract language or not. So when you do this exercise, E fu quel bacio rivelazione, fu la passione. You have in your mind, E fu quel bacio rivelazione, fu la passione, as this abstract road that leads you on, and you can or cannot merge, okay, the pitch with it. You can merge them, you can make them, you can obtain them simultaneously, the language, the road of the language, and the nuance of the pitch, or not, or they can stay separate. But it's something that you bring closer together or separate. They're not born together, okay?
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah.
You mean the O of amore and the E of ebbrezza? Harder, closed. Yes, but it is a misunderstanding on what closed means. Because closed phonetically means that it's O and not O, and that it's E and not E, phonetically. But the phonetics do not affect the position of the throat. So you can say a closed O in an open throat, and a closed E in an open throat. Whatever you think in your mind, if you leave your instrument alone, will not affect its position. So it will not affect your vocal line. You don't have to say amore to open the throat and the position of, okay? So, but in any case, I always advise on high notes, whether the vowel is open or closed, it doesn't matter at all. It's just an effect of chiaroscuro the composer wanted to obtain. I advise not to use the mouth, not to open the mouth that much in any case.
In any case, okay, I know.
Get acquainted with that. If you say the word, you will get used to abrupt intervals and to abrupt changes of pitch. You have to trust that. But you really have to mean the fact that you want to say the word. If you go for the pitch, you will most likely lose it. You will most likely, we will most likely hear the step. No. Ridir potrà, ridir, 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 ridir potrà. We do it a lot. I don't know if we do it in Italian more than in other languages because we are more emphatic when we speak. But I mean, you Greeks are I doubt you're less emphatic than us Italians. So really, it's in our way to speak. We do it all the time. No way. Okay, we don't ask ourselves how to go from no to way. We just do it because we mean it. Okay, we follow the intention. We say the word with the pitch, but the words say themselves. Un bacio così ardente mai ridir potrà. One last time. Already there. You're already there. Economize as much as you can. Focus, visualize, and stay there. Oh mio sogno. You have 4 closed O. They are exactly the same vowels. You just have to stay there. Oh mio sogno. Oh mio sogno. Oh mio sogno. Stay there. Do not move away. Oh. I really want you to have a testimony of the connections, interactions, and of the intertwining of your face actions with your singing line. So that's a very nice way to use the smartphone to that avail, because if you sing to your smartphone and look at yourself as you sing, you can check that you're not doing anything and maybe record yourself at the same time.
I'll do that. Excellent. Great. Okay. Then
make a couple attempts and just stay there and economize as much as you can. The camera is watching you. Try not to move at all. Excellent.